What is up, everybody? Sam Dog Infamous 253 coming at you with Dallas Stewart. The Monday night game just wrapped up, so now Week 9 is in the books. Dallas, you went 11-3 because you won the split this week, and I went 10-4. So, other than that, it wasn't a bad week this week for our picks. What'd you say?
No, it wasn't.
And the results of that Monday night game, Patriots win in a comeback. Another typical New York Jets choke as the Jets finally go into their bye week. Yep. So, man, what a game that was. We didn't expect that to be that close of a game, but, man, that was a crazy game. But now we are on the Week 10. Week 9 is in the books. We can toss this aside, burn it in the fireplace after this video. And now we are on to our Week 10 of the 2020 NFL season game picks. First off, Thursday Night Football, AFC South matchup. We got the Indianapolis Colts coming off of a loss to the Baltimore Ravens at home, taking on the Tennessee Titans, who got a big bounce-back win against the Chicago Bears yesterday. And Desmond King, now a new member of the Tennessee Titans, former Charger, had a scoop and score in that game too. And Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, I mean, we knew they were going to win that game, obvious too. AFC South, Titans are back on track, and I expect the Titans to keep it rolling. So I'm going to pick the Tennessee Titans to keep their pace to win the AFC South by getting the dub against the Colts. Give me the Titans. Give me the Titans on Thursday night.
Yeah, I put the circle around the Titans for me. Feels like the Colts are starting to stumble here lately. I like the Titans to
Keep
increase their lead in the AFC South.
And keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling.
All right. Up next, we got the Houston Texans going to Cleveland to take on the Cleveland Browns. Texans just completed the sweep of the Jacksonville Jaguars yesterday, and the Cleveland Browns were on their bye week after were the Browns on are the Browns coming off their bye week?
Yeah.
And who did they beat prior to that going into their bye? Was it the game where
they lost to the Raiders at home?
Oh yeah, they lost to the Las Vegas Raiders that's right. I remember they lost to the Las Vegas Raiders. It's like sometimes, figuring out re-looking back at certain teams before going in the bye week. But yeah, that was a really windy game in Cleveland. But other than that, we know how the Texans are. We know how the Browns are. And I think the Texans are worse than the Browns. So I'm going to take Baker Mayfield and Browns to bounce back from coming off of a rested bye. They're now rested from their bye week after that loss. And I got them bouncing back against the Texans. Give me the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, give me the Cleveland Browns to get to 6-3.
Yep. All right. Up next, we got the Washington football team going to Detroit to take on the Detroit Lions. The Lions just got pistol whipped by the Minnesota Vikings, and Washington lost by 3. Washington put Alex Smith in that game against the Giants, but they lost by 3 to the New York Giants. So the New York Giants, I guess, still have Alex Smith's number from that NFC Championship game from when he was the quarterback for the 49ers when Kyle Williams choked on special teams. Dallas? Yeah. This is an easy one. I got the Lions winning big at home against Washington, so give me Detroit.
Yeah, give me Detroit to bounce back after a 2-game losing streak.
Yep. Up next, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Carolina to take on the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers almost pulled it off against Kansas City, but they couldn't make the game-winning kick. Tampa Bay Buccaneers just got pistol whipped by the New Orleans Saints. We thought Antonio Brown would help. I thought Antonio Brown was going to make. Antonio Brown did nothing in that game for Tampa Bay. He did absolutely nothing for the Buccaneers. And then to rub salt in the wound with the Saints blowing them out, they put the Buccaneers' former quarterback, Jameis Winston, into play in garbage time.
Yep.
Would you call that rubbing salt in the wound?
I definitely would.
Yeah, definitely with that. The Panthers were hanging in there, man. This could be a good game coming up around that. And McCaffrey looks like he re-injured his shoulder against the Chiefs. And now, basically with that, I'm actually going to pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to complete the sweep of the Panthers.
Yep, I'm taking Tampa to bounce back after that debacle in Tampa against the Saints.
Yeah, definitely taking the Buccaneers to bounce back here. Up next, NFC East rivalry. We got the New York Giants at home taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. We all know what happened the last time, that Carson Wentz comeback drive. And the Giants, and the Eagles, last week. I think the Eagles are just coming off of
They were on a bye.
Yeah, they were on a bye week after beating the Dallas Cowboys at home, and Carson Wentz just had that bad game, and yet the Eagles still won. I mean, what else do you expect in this one? Give me the Eagles to complete the sweep.
Yeah, give me the Eagles to complete the sweep.
Yep. Up next, we got the Green Bay Packers at home taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Lock of the week, Packers in a blowout.
Yeah, lock of the week. This should get out of hand early. I'll be surprised if this is close. I really will be.
Yeah, you and me both. Up next, we got the Buffalo Bills going to Arizona to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Obviously, I tip my hat to Buffalo with how good they played against us. They were ready after how rusty they were looking, and I guess our game against them was the way to bounce back. But before the season even started, we kind of thought that our game in Buffalo would potentially be a loss, and before the season, and guess we were right about that before the season started. But
yeah,
really thought I liked our momentum. But we played a bad game. Wilson turned the ball over 4 times, getting stripped twice and throwing 2 interceptions because that Bills defense. When you have to play behind like that, Wilson basically has to try to throw downfield to try to make those big plays, and that's why he made the mistakes. But granted, our defense did get the 7 sacks. Arizona Cardinals choked as expected against the Miami Dolphins. I had a feeling that would be an upset, but we'll get to the Dolphins next on this one because they're the next pick. But other than that, Buffalo, I think with them getting back on track I expect them to continue that run. Give me the Buffalo Bills to go into Arizona and get another win and get a win against the Cardinals. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills to keep it rolling.
Yeah.
They seem to found their rhythm against the Seahawks after struggling the previous 2 games against the Jets and the Patriots.
Yeah,
I like the Bills getting 8-2.
Yeah. Up next, we got the Los Angeles Chargers going to Miami to take on the Dolphins. The Chargers coming off of a close loss, dropped the game winner at home against the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Dolphins went into the desert in Arizona, pulling off that huge upset, and Zane Gonzalez just short on that field goal kick. It was a battle. Defense got after Kyler Murray, stripped him once, and forced some turnovers as usual. And then Tua Tagovailoa played way better than what he did against the Rams in that upset. And he was I think he's starting to find himself, get his rhythm going. But, man, it was huge for us. After our loss, keeps us in first place. So all I got to say is, thank you, Miami. Thank you, Miami, once again for the 2nd week in a row after you beat the Rams. Thank you, Miami.
Yep, thank you, Miami. And wait, who is the only team to beat Miami in the NFC West?
Who is the only team in the NFC West to beat the Dolphins? That would be us. So we are the only ones that get to raise our hand. We were the only ones to beat the Miami Dolphins in the NFC West. And just because of it, with the way Miami's defense is playing, I like the way they've been playing. I think it's still going to be a tough matchup for them against the LA Chargers. But the Dolphins at home, the defense is really going. And you know what? I'm going to give the Dolphins a win against the LA Chargers at home. Give me the Miami Dolphins to win at home against the Chargers. I think they're a sleeper team, and they're starting to play some pretty damn good football.
Yeah, I'm taking the Dolphins to keep it rolling here.
Yeah, sorry, Chargers fans. Granted, Justin Herbert is good, but, man, you got to be able to also try to keep other teams out of the end zone with your defense, man. But this time, you put it on him, but his receiver just could not bring it in for a win against the Las Vegas Raiders. Speaking of that, they're next.
Some heartbreaking, but the Chargers had some really heartbreaking losses this year.
Yep. Up next, we got the Denver Broncos going to Allegiant Stadium for the first time to take on the Las Vegas Raiders. The Broncos lost to the Atlanta Falcons, and the Raiders just came out of SoFi Stadium with a huge win where the receiver just couldn't bring it in. This is going to be a pretty good matchup, Another good win. Raiders could possibly be another sleeper team to possibly sneak into the playoffs as a wild card in that, because we all know Kansas City probably most likely going to win that division, although they do have that one win over the Chiefs. It'll be interesting in that, but I'm going to take the Raiders to win at home in Las Vegas against the Broncos, so I'm going to take the Raiders.
Yeah, I go with the Raiders. I kind of like what I see from them this year. I think they've surprised a lot of people, and John Gruden has something going on there.
Yeah, it's work. Whatever he's doing, it's working. So far.
Working.
Yep. Sorry about that.
That team around.
Yep. Up next, our game, big game, going down to SoFi Stadium to take on the Rams. Seahawks versus Rams. Our first trip down to SoFi Stadium. Granted, one of the positives from that game was having the 7 sacks, but obviously secondary's got to play a hell of a lot better. Quentin Dunbar looked hurt out there, and it sucks because, now we got the Rams coming off fresh off of their bye week where they're rested in that too after their loss to the Miami Dolphins back in Miami, but definitely going to be tough. There are a couple ways it could go. If we let Aaron Donald dominate this game on defense and give Jared Goff too much time to throw and to open receivers in that too, then we will lose this game. If we're able to protect Russell and get pressure on Jared Goff and be able to sack him and, of course, be able to protect Russell from Aaron Donald for him to have enough time to throw to DK and Tyler Lockett. And, of course, if hopefully we really need Chris Carson back. If that, then we can win this game. It's a tough one, What do you think, Dallas?
Yeah, it is a tough one. I think just right now, I'm actually gonna be superstitious.
Superstitious again, you and me both.
With the Rams and hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm gonna hope I'm wrong with that too. But just because, from time to time, there have been times where we've picked against us, but just because when we've made a pick against us, that doesn't mean we don't hope that we do. We obviously still want our team to win. We still want us to win, so keep that in mind.
I do not want to lose 2 in a row.
Yeah, I don't want to lose 2 in a row.
I hope we show up.
I just hope we show up after last week, man.
We better not come out flat.
Yep, cannot afford to come out flat against the Rams, so that's
exactly what we did against Buffalo.
Yep, and this game's in LA, and Rams have been good at home so far. I don't think the Rams have lost a single game yet at SoFi Stadium, and I hope we're the first to do it, so yeah, that's that with that, and, but our defense needs to freaking get some fucking pressure on Jared Goff, and our offense needs to actually show up, and we freaking need Chris Carson back. We need Mike Upati back, and we freaking need Benson Mayowa back out there, along with freaking Dunlap. I like the addition of Carlos Dunlap. He was able to get a sack in his first game, and good having Jamal Adams back, but, oh man, we got to shut down those receivers and Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, and Josh Reynolds, and of course they got Tyler Higbee, the tight end, and Gerald Everett, and then of course on their defense, let's not forget they got Jalen Ramsey, and they got Taylor Rapp, and a bunch of other good players in that secondary that can, have an effect with how tough they play receivers,
Yeah.
Yeah, but go Hawks, let's just hope we get this dub, I just hope we can get this dub,
We hope the superstition pays off this time.
Yeah. Up next, we got the Cincinnati Bengals going to Pittsburgh to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers barely escaped against the Dallas Cowboys, and the Bengals, I think, are just coming off of their bye week after they upset the Tennessee Titans. Steelers are still the only undefeated team, and I think that continues, so give me the Steelers.
Yeah, give me the Steelers to get to 9-0.
Yep. Up next, we got the San Francisco 49ers coming off of getting pistol whipped by Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers, going to the Superdome to take on the New Orleans Saints. Saints have had this one marked on their calendar since that game with we're at the 48-45 game, right, Dallas?
48-46 in the Superdome last year.
That's right, 48-46. They've had that.
The game that cost the Saints home field advantage.
Yeah, they've had that one marked in the calendars, and now this is the perfect time for them to probably just blow out the 49ers for a revenge, since now the 49ers season is practically down the drain, and this is going to be the
drain. They look like a damn hospital ward.
Yeah, this is an easy pick. Saints in a blowout.
Yeah, it should be Saints large.
Yeah, Saints large, but be surprised if Nick Mullins keeps it close. Up next, we got the Baltimore.
Really will be.
Up next, we got the Baltimore Ravens going to Foxborough to take on the Patriots that just barely pulled it off in MetLife Stadium in comeback fashion, a typical Jets choke. Ravens winning in Indianapolis, got the dub against the freaking Indianapolis Colts. Lamar Jackson versus Cam Newton. Man, Patriots are now 3-5. The Ravens now they only have 2 losses, right?
Yeah, what are they, 6-2 or 7-2?
Yeah, it might be one of because I know the Ravens lost to the Chiefs and then they lost to the Steelers. They just beat.
They had a bye. Oh yeah, they've had a bye, so they're probably 6-2.
Yeah, they just came off a win against the Colts. I got the Ravens. I got Lamar Jackson running all over the Patriots again. Give me the Ravens.
Yeah, give me the Ravens to beat the brakes off the Patriots.
And finally, last but not least, Monday Night Football. We got Vikings versus Bears. And the Vikings coming off of a win against the Detroit Lions, and the Bears got slaughtered by the Tennessee Titans. The Bears are now basically looking like the team that we thought they would be. And obviously, Dalvin Cook is still running good, back with Minnesota. Minnesota kind of going on a run to try to avoid sub 500. And I like the Vikings' chances here against the Bears. I like to see Dalvin Cook keep on going in that. I'm actually going to take the Vikings to go pull the upset against the Chicago Bears. Give me the Vikings.
Yeah, give me the Vikings to get to 500.
Yeah.
I like the way they're starting to get it rolling a little bit. It looks like they haven't packed up it looks like they haven't mailed it in yet. I guess actually they won't get to 500. They'll get to 4 and 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Bears just looks like they're collapsing before our eyes.
Yep, and that's basically it for our picks. You heard it here. Obviously, this is our picks with the Titans over the Colts, the Browns over the Texans, Lions over Washington, Buccaneers over the Panthers, Eagles over the Giants, Packers over the Jags, Bills over the Panthers, Dolphins over the Chargers, Raiders over the Broncos, Rams and Seahawks. Hope we're wrong, but obviously we still want us to win, but hopefully the Seahawks are studying that film of when the Rams got crapped on by the freaking Miami Dolphins. And then we got the freaking Steelers over the Bengals, Saints over 49ers, Ravens over Patriots, and Vikings over Bears. And that's basically our Week 10 game picks. I went 10-4, you went 11-3. Let's just hope that we can bounce back. But, it's hard, to take on Sean McVay and the Rams, because Sean McVay always seems to be a pain in our ass every freaking year.
Yeah, he does.
Yep. Anyway, let's just hope we can bounce back 12s, Just had to go with our superstition like last year when we won at home, Remember last year for Week 5, when we got lucky to win because Zerline missed that kick. But now, basically, obviously a lot on the line. We have to win these next 2 games if we want any chance or hopes to try and win a division. We have to win. It all comes down to if we can win these next 2 games. Anyway, about to sign off here. Sam Dog and Dallas signing off. If you ain't with it, you ain't infamous. And as always, go Seahawks. Let's hope we can bounce back, guys.